Hello and welcome, students, to welcome to I.O Psychology. So this video lecture, I'm going to give you an introduction to me. I'm going to give you an introduction to the course, kind of like the first day lecture in an in-person class. Oh, by the way, there's my cat, Luna. Ooh. Okay, this is a video lecture. Should you take notes during this? Well, do you take notes during a normal lecture? I normally leave it there, but since the pandemic and the remote period, students really don't understand about taking notes during a lecture. So I would have to say that you should take notes during a lecture, and you should take notes during this lecture. And also need to warn you, this is a summer course, so 1 day of the summer semester equals 1 week of the regular semester. We're supposed to get through as much work in 1 day as we do in 1 week of the regular semester. So it's going to start fast and it's going to be fast. It's going to be over fast. And that's the benefit. We get it over in just 4 weeks. You get your credit. I get paid. But, oh, here comes a jet because I live in Queens. And so but we have to work during that time. And if you don't believe me, here is the 14-day schedule. Notice I only schedule things on Monday through Thursday. Why? Because when a summer class is in person, those are the 4 days that you meet. So I modeled this off in-person class. We're covering a chapter in the textbook a day or a week. And we have some assignments here, to get through. I'll cover more of that later. This calendar is on Blackboard. It's in the syllabus. It's all over the place, so you really can find it in other places. Introduction to me. I have a PhD in social psychology. The research I did back in graduate school was on the fundamental attribution era, the stigma of mental illness, and gender and social support. Since then, I've taught at Wittenberg University, Wright State University. I've been at York College since 2003, so this fall I will have my 20-year anniversary here. The courses I teach are social psych methods, I.O, consumer behavior, and organizational behavior. What type of research have I done? Last thing I published was What Would Hermes Do? A Jungian Perspective on the Trickster and Business Ethics. I have been doing research and publishing posters on fandoms and trust in government. And I am doing research on defensive attributions, mainly looking at defensive attributions in sexual assault situations. I do have a management background outside of college. I was the associate director of a community for community programs at a family service agency. I was the executive director of a community leadership association, and I've done things such as led the Neighbor Advocate Project, been a board member of Youth as Resources, and worked with United Way, which is a funding organization. Okay, let's talk about goals for the students for this class. A really important goal is to be able to read psychometrics, and the two major assignments that we're going to be doing this summer are about that, reading psychometrics, about research measures. Also, another important thing we're going to be doing is understanding the basic of fair hiring. Fair hiring, the EEOC laws in the United States. I.O psychologists usually are hired to do one or two things. One is to give psychometric tests to employees, and the other is to monitor fair hiring. So we're going to cover those two things. I also want to hopefully get you to reflect on the work process and think about it in terms of your own work life. We'll also talk about information literacy and want to talk about college student work after the pandemic and the remote period. I'm discovering students have missed some things about basic college skills, so we're going to go back and we're going to go over them when necessary. Grading. We're going to have weekly, daily quizzes. In total, it'll be 25% of your grade. Going to have, like 3 or 4 discussion boards, 20% of your grade. Minor assignments, 5 point each, 10% of your grade. 2 major assignments, 5% each, 20%, and the final exam. All right. And again, we're going to hit the ground running. Tomorrow is going to be our first quiz on Chapter 1. So get the textbook right away. You knew summer was going to happen, so it's your responsibility to have the textbook by tomorrow. You can order it electronically and rent it for $40 or something like that. But if you want to come to tell me that I ordered it and it's coming and it's going to take a week, that's a fourth of the class. That's like all of September, so that's just not going to work. You may want to cancel that mail textbook and actually get an electronic version. Also, students have asked me or not asked me and done it anyway, could I use the 4th edition or the 3rd edition? And the answer is no. The 5th edition has a chapter the 4th edition doesn't have. Also, the pages are different than the different editions. So in an assignment, I'll say on page 238, Levy says this, and you should be able to find the assignment. So this is one of those things about being a college student. You either get the textbook that's in the syllabus, or whatever happens to you is your responsibility. So keep that in mind as you're making decisions for this class and future classes about buying a textbook. In this class, our work cycle will be kind of like this. Daily, you're going to be reading. There may be a video lecture, maybe not, about half the time a video lecture. And then you'll have quizzes on the readings. So each day is another chapter. You do the reading for that chapter and you take a quiz. You will also, in general, be preparing for either a discussion board that's coming up or one of the assignments that are coming up. And then finally, we'll have the final exam on the last day of the semester, which I think is June 29th. About the quizzes and the exam, the final exam. Here's how I handle the quizzes. We have a chapter quiz. I've loaded up all of the test questions from the test bank, put in a couple of my own for the chapter quizzes. And when you take a quiz, Blackboard will randomly choose 10 questions from that pool of questions. And you'll have 15 minutes to answer the 10 questions. Then it'll be graded. You can see your grade. And then you could take the quiz over again as many times as you like. The only thing is, every time you take it, Blackboard will select randomly a new set of 10 questions. You may see the 1 or 2 questions before, or it may be brand new. But you can take the quizzes as many times as you wish. I'm doing that because self-testing or self-quizzing like this has been shown to be one of the most powerful learning tools. So I want to encourage you to do this. I think that you should do this in all of your classes to help learn the material. And so that's why I have the quizzes set up the way they are. As long as you continue to work on them, you can get as high a score as you wish. Final exam is going to have 60 questions on it. You'll have 2 hours. And I can guarantee you that all those questions will be from the quizzes. So I'm saying you need to take the quizzes to prepare for the final exam, to help study for the final exam. You're not going to have the time with the final exam to take it over again. You don't get to take it over again. You're not going to have a lot of time. So you need to know the material very well. So that's how we're going to be doing it. And I think that is it for the welcome to class video and the lecture. I will see you online. Happy summer, everybody.